The storytelling of the game is great for me as it kept me intrigued. Gotham Knights has an addicting combat system, a different feel for every character. However, it lacks shining moments to make this game memorable and shine out among a lot of different games out there. Hello genuine friends, Triple G here, the other half of Genuine Gaming. Here is a review on Gotham Knights. For more Gotham Knights videos, subscribe to this channel. Genuine will still continue on the Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous video series. Many gaming reviews have already given on their take of the game, and here is my genuine review. Introduction and story. Gotham Knights is a co-op action RPG developed by WB Games Montreal, the developers of Batman Arkham Origins. Although you can still play it solo, which I did for the whole game in this review, I think it does not really matter if you play it co-op or not. All you miss if you play solo is the tag team attacks between two characters and the joy of playing with a friend. This game is inspired by the Batman Gotham Knights comic series. The game focuses on the characters Nightwing, Batgirl, Robin, and Red Hood as they attempt to restore Gotham City in the immediate aftermath of Batman's death. They have to step into Batman's shoes and to become the Knights of Gotham. Doing so, they have discovered the once thought of urban legend in Gotham, the Court of Owls, who for 100 years controlled Gotham in secrecy. This game tells stories through cinematic cutscenes, which I kind of like. Of course, the voice actors are not Grammy Award winners, but they are decent enough that I can enjoy the storytelling of the game. It starts with a bang. It starts with an epic battle between Ra's al Ghul and Batman, where in the story established that Batman really died, and it's up to his four proteges to pick up the mantle of the Gotham Knight. Combat and gameplay. I kind of like the combat of the game. Its combat is kind of different and I feel it is unique. It is not the same with the Arkham series combat system, which is rhythmic, nor is it like any hack and slash game. You have to combine light and heavy attacks to create a combo, and at the same time you have to time it well so as to get the most damage out of it. You cannot just smash the attack button, but you have to time the pressing of the button to get a good combo. And as you try to hit the enemies and dodge against enemy attacks, you try to build up on your momentum abilities, which are your special moves or special attacks of the game. Another thing I like about this game is that I can really feel that every character is different. Robin is good at stealth and building up elemental damage, but very squishy. Nightwing is good at evasion and has a nice flow of connecting attacks. Batgirl is a kind of tank which has high health and increased armor and at the same time do well in combat. And Red Hood, who is my favorite, is just simply a DPS machine with his twin pistols and keeps grappling and throwing enemies. The combat is all about hitting the enemies and dodging their attacks so you can build up your momentum and use your momentum abilities. This is the very summary of the combat system of the game. And to help you achieve this, you have to assign your skill points to specific skill trees, which is composed of 4 trees in each character, including the knighthood tree. You can also collect gears, your suit, your melee, and your range to aid you in combat. Building up your character with skills and gearing them up with the suit, melee, and range weapons is the RPG part of the game. There are no decisions to be made in the game except for choosing your character, which you can change anytime you want. The only thing you do is to go to your main hub, which in the game is the Belfry. The open world. Yes, the world is huge, but traversing in the world is not a fun experience, especially in the early part of the game before unlocking your knighthood ability. The bat cycle is pretty lame. It sounds cool and fast and all, but it kind of slow visually. The grappling in the game is a little bit clunky. It is not smooth as I want it to be, and it can be irritating at times to grapple at wrong places. The knighthood traversal is kind of cool to some characters, but you have to grind up some challenges to unlock it. And for the fast travel system, the challenge is just too boring. You can say that the world is not empty, but kind of lack variety of people. It also lacks variety of crime. It seems like the crimes are forced and placed there for the challenge requirements. And when you go for the mission or story game, it becomes a linear game. Don't get me wrong though, mission stories are nice and all. I even kind of like the story missions more than stopping crimes in the world. The story missions, even the side missions, are fun to do. It is kind of a neat idea wherein the side mission is of the same quality with the story mission. It's just that it is shorter. Side missions always end in a boss fight, and a very interesting boss fight at that. Too many other things. One great mistake that developers make in making a game is that they try to put everything in a game. Most of the times they are forced. I think this is what happened to Gotham Knights. Trying to put all mechanics in a game, in the end they do not excel on one thing, just like in Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights added some loot mechanics in the game which for me do not work well. And I think it is kind of forced since if you do not improve your gears, then you become weak just like any ordinary person in the game. You become less of a hero if you do not upgrade your gear. Your enemies become bullet or hit sponges. It becomes a grind to beat simple enemies. Besides that, the UI in the loot or crafting mechanics is useless. It does not tell you anything except numbers. Playing in a difficult setting does not earn you better rewards, so there is no point of making it too hard or too difficult. Lowering the difficulty will still yield you the same loot and experience rewards. So if you want to level up fast, farm more loots, lower the difficulty. They all yield the same reward anyway. Genuine verdict. Gotham Knights combat system is a kind of addicting for me. If you get the hang of it, and that is if you only get the hang of it, you're going to love the combat of the game. If you cannot get to that somewhat rhythmic system of the combat, and you just button mash the attack button, the combat becomes frustrating. You need a huge open mind for this game. You should understand that this is not the Arkham series and this is not Assassin's Creed. This is Gotham Knights. This combat is pretty unique and I can't compare it to any other combat system. The storytelling of the game is great for me as it kept me intrigued. Gotham Knights has an addicting combat system, a different feel for every character. However, it lacks shining moments to make this game memorable and shine out among a lot of different games out there. I give this game a 6 out of 10. This game is not recommended for everybody. This game is built for specific persons who have an open mind and not so critical on the clunkiness of the game, and they love anything about the Bat family. And so here ends my review. Do not forget to like and subscribe, and always remember, life is good, life is great, be genius in life.